Welcome back into Rise Radio. This is a different episode because this is a live event I actually ran a few days ago. It just ended yesterday, and I was thinking to myself, damn, that was so freaking good. Why don't you put it on the podcast? And so here we are, putting it on the podcast. The 3-part event is called Tap Into Her. Okay, I'm going to take you behind the scenes and teach you my expand tapping method. But not just that, we're also going to experience it as we go through. Okay, so if you are catching this and it says part 2 or part 3, make sure you go back and catch part 1 first, because each episode or each part of this 3-part experience, more like a workshop, right? It builds upon the last. Okay, so you're getting the whole thing, the whole raw live experience for free here on the podcast. And I'm excited to hear from you. If you want to see me put more of my live events on the podcast here, let me know in the comments, because why freaking not? Like, we are living busy lives. Like, why not make it easier to just access this beautiful information and learn from each other and grow and expand together. Okay, so dive into this episode. I can't wait to get into it and take you through my expand tapping method as we expand our capacity to perceive, receive, and hold more. We regulate, we heal, and we expand at the same time. Okay, I'll see you inside. Welcome back into Tap Into Her. Welcome into part 2, day 2. I'm so excited for this conversation. I want to first just reflect on yesterday, okay? Because I received some messages from you guys that were live with me and people that watched the replay, and the messages sounded similar as far as like, I noticed some shit come up, basically. And it doesn't feel good, okay? And I want you to know that that is normal. You are not alone, and that is the point. So once we start developing awareness, it doesn't go away. And sometimes there's going to be days when we're like, I want it to go away, right? I wish it could. I wish it could go away, right? Hey, good morning, good afternoon. It just started. Welcome in. Okay. So sometimes, I was just saying that I got these messages from people who have watched yesterday's replay or live with me and saying that they've noticed some more stuff come up, right? Some more contrast show up. And that is completely normal. So I want to know in the chat if that happened to you as well. But I was just saying, if once we turn on this kind of like, this intention of awareness, it's almost like a switch. We can't turn it off. And there's going to be days when we're like, can I just turn it off? Can I just go back to like how it was, like not knowing these things, not realizing I'm living in a cycle, not realizing that I'm limiting myself, and really, like, although sometimes it can feel a little like heavy or hard or whatever it is, if we remember where we're going and why we're doing this, it's so worth it. And remembering that we have tools, we have community to support us, these women that want to see you rise, that are here rising with you. And we understand it's not all rainbows and butterflies every day, right? But we have the tools to be able to shift it. And that's what we're doing here, is learning about one of the many tools that will help us to heal, to regulate our nervous system, and to expand our capacity to perceive, receive, and hold a different experience, right? So I wanted to just like preface the conversation today saying that if you notice some extra contrast show up after yesterday's conversation, it's normal. It is so normal, okay? Because the light has been shone. How do we say that in the past tense of shine? The light has been shined, okay, on the shadows. And that is a good thing. Remember yesterday we talked about how contrast is actually a gift. Ooh, contrast is a gift. Why? Because it shows me where my perceptions are. It shows me where my thermostat is set. Think about that. Okay, so an example, you go, if you have a house in a place in a country that has central heating, definitely not in Costa Rica. I mean, you could use the AC as an example too, I guess, but it's kind of different. Anyway, with the heating, if you set the heating to 26, the heater to 26, I got itchy nose, 26 degrees, it's going to stop there every time, right? The house is going to warm up to 26 and it's going to stay there. So that's what we're doing when we are building awareness, is we are becoming aware of where our thermostat is set, and then the ball's in our court. It is our responsibility to learn how to move that thermometer and expand. That's why I've called my tapping method the expand method, because we're not just regulating our thermometer, we're expanding. We're expanding past it. We're expanding our capacity to perceive, receive, and hold more. Okay, so if the contrast is showing up, that's normal. So let me know if that happened to you. Okay, so if you were here watching the replay with me and you did not catch yesterday's lesson, I highly suggest you pause and you go and catch yesterday's lesson first, because the order matters. The one lesson builds upon the last, okay? So pause it, go find it. Yesterday's conversation, like I was just saying, was all about awareness. The first piece of my tapping method is venting and processing, building awareness, and then freeing it from our body, because we're not here to force, right? We are not here to force. We're not here for that bro masculine method of just like the hustle grind, feel the fear and do it anyway, and work harder and all these things. We're not here for that. We're here because we are, my gosh, I got a really itchy nose today. We are emotional beings, and we can use our emotions, our ability to feel all the feelings, in our favor and in the favor of the people that we impact and come in contact with in our lifetime. Okay, and this is us learning how to become emotionally intelligent and emotionally free. Another way to put that, not sounding negative or anything, is to free the emotions that are not ours, so that if you too tend to pick up other people's emotions, for example, or energies of what's happening in the world, EFT is a tool that helps you to free yourself from those energies. All right, so being an emotional being, a feminine entrepreneur in 2025, is not about working harder and doing more. It's about being our true self and being brave enough to move as her. And that's what we're learning about here. That's what we are doing here. That's what we're developing the awareness around here and stepping into. Tomorrow is all about owning that energy, activating her, declaring to yourself and owning the fact that she is ready to come alive, okay, in your life, in your business. And you're going to witness your 3D reality shift, expand, and transform in such a beautiful way, because what we focus on always expands. All right, so yesterday we started with awareness. Awareness is the key to change, and we will never stop building awareness. It is then our responsibility to notice the contrast and not react to it. Because the contrast is gold, it is our responsibility to process and vent it out of our bodies and minds, so we can put an end to the cycle of creating from old information and even potentially limitation, and give ourselves permission to forgive and heal. And that brings us to today's conversation. So the second part of my tapping method, and I want to say something here, is that even though there are 3 parts to my method, that does not mean that you need to practice 3 parts every time or every day. There is a different time and a different place for each part of the method. Okay, let me explain. Venting and processing, in my opinion, is necessary whenever we're feeling resistance. And so if you are new to um, to tapping, or if you're new to, this work to any degree, or even doing something new. Okay. So starting a business, maybe you're in the beginning stages of your business, or you have been circling the mountain, which means you're like, okay, am I going to go for it? Am I going for it? Okay, I'm going for it. Then you're like, oh, I don't know how I'm going for it. Right? It's like, I call that circling the mountain. Okay, so when we notice that, that is venting and processing, because there's obviously something there holding you back, something there limiting you, blocking you, stopping you, slowing you down. Something in your perception, your thinking, your beliefs is in your way. Okay. And now it is your work, your responsibility to find out what that is, to get curious and to trust your instinct when it comes to finding out exactly what that is. So that is when we would use the processing and venting tapping style. Even though I'm feeling do, this is feeling really legit right now, and I don't want this in my body anymore, right? I know this isn't my truth. I'm here for this and this, and I'm so ready to let this go. I forgive myself. That sort of talk is necessary when you feel that resistance. Okay. Today's conversation on healing, the inner child quantum healing visualization I'm going to give you, it is an audio for you to practice in your own time. It is a new audio. Those of you that were involved in Blisscipline, or those of you that are inside the Expand Tapping membership, you possibly could have experienced this before. But like I've said in the past, this is something that you're going to use often. Okay, not every day, but anytime you notice that there is this like definite cycle. Okay, you're like, okay, I notice that I do have some money beliefs or some self-worth beliefs that I'm holding on to. Where is this coming from? Okay, and this is an opportunity to, like I said, I think I mentioned it yesterday. Maybe it was in the group chat, whatever. Like I said, like sometimes, you know, it's so powerful when we can actually go back to that situation and we can re-experience it. But we can re-experience it from the emotional intelligence, I'm going to say, and the maturity that we have today. So when we go back in the guided visualization, it's almost like a hypnotherapy session, right? I encourage you to actually use your voice in that moment of whatever was happening, to use your voice and stand up for yourself. And just doing that, I've got goosebumps all over my body. It changes the timeline. It changes what has happened. Okay, you can believe that to whatever degree you want to believe that. But it's incredible what can happen and how much healing can happen there. So you can practice this quantum healing session whenever you feel like it. Okay, and when you first practice it, you might want to practice it once and then again the next day and again the next day or something like that, because there's going to be multiple times in your life that you have experienced this similar emotion, this similar thought, this similar belief and feeling. Okay, so like we spoke on yesterday, I strongly believe that healing does not need to take a lifetime. No one outside of you gets to decide when you are healed or when you're ready. And the world, I mean, the world can tell us all sorts of things, but what I know to be true is when what we focus on expands. Okay, when we focus on the world being a beautiful place, when we focus on our work being unique, authentic, and a necessity, an asset, something that our dream clients are searching for, that is the experience. I'm not even joking. People come out of nowhere reciprocating that back to you, mirroring that back to you. Okay, when you believe that you are worthy of being here, of being a light, of being a leader, that will be mirrored back to you. So we can heal. We can decide, I am healed. I am regulated is another one, right? I am regulated. Holy shit, I'm regulated. And I can just decide, because regulation isn't the end goal. Healing is not an end goal. We've been taught it is. right? We've been taught, I think like the biggest lie, one of the biggest lies we've been taught is you got to be healed before you can lead others. That is such a lie because there's no end to healing, right? There's no end to healing. There's no end to regulating. We're not just going to all of a sudden one day say, okay, I am regulated. I am just like a cool as a cucumber for the rest of my life and nothing is going to impact me ever at all. Okay, similarly to saying, like, okay, I did the quantum healing session one time and I did my tapping and I'm healed. It's never going to come back. It's going to come back. There's going to be bad days when, bad moments, whatever you want to call them, just like moments of a lower vibration where that voice, those voices can show up again. And that's okay. That's okay. It's almost like it's not that we're expecting them because what we expect will show up, right? It's that we are understanding how the mind works. We're understanding the subconscious mind. We're understanding the program, the like just the way the human brain works, okay? And when we understand that we have lived 30, 40, 50 years a certain way, and now we're paving a new path, and it's only normal for those things to pop up again, but it's just information and an opportunity to shine a light on it and say, hey, you're back again. I thought we had a conversation already, but apparently we need to have another one. I'm not listening to you anymore. I've lived 35 years listening to you. Thank you very much. I love you. I love me. And I'm ready to move through this because I'm here to do da 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 da. Right. And we talk ourselves into a new reality. It sounds easy. Okay. Is it easy? I don't know. Tell me. Is it easy? Danielle, is it easy? It's easy if we think it's going to be easy. Okay, it's easy if we tell ourselves it is easy. If we have a belief that healing is hard, that it's takes so much effort to stay positive. How do you think our reality and our experience is going to be? That's going to be our experience, right? Is like it takes a lot of effort. What we assume to be true will be our truth, the law of assumption. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's start watching our words, watching our assumptions, and watching our thoughts like a hawk because we own them now, right? Now that we have the awareness, okay, what was that? Did I just think that? I'm always asking myself, like I said yesterday, what idea am I thinking from right now? Like, what made me respond or react in that way? Huh, I must still be thinking from an idea of lack. For example, yesterday, okay, we all went out for ice cream last night. We went for a little walk. I took the kids, we found this like little library here in Costa Rica. Libraries are like pretty much not a thing. I parked the car because we don't actually get to walk very much anymore. Where we live right now, I don't know if you've never been to Costa Rica, this might surprise you, but if you've been, you understand this. Costa Rica grew really fast, so there's not a lot of infrastructure for things like bicycles and walking, especially not where we are right now. And this is very new for me because I love to bike. I love to ride my bike for transportation, and I love to walk. So anyway, drove into town, parked the car, went for a walk to this little library that we were searching for. And we found it, and it was like this tiny little cupboard, basically. The kids were like, they're all excited to like sit on some comfy couches and read some books in the AC, right? But anyway, after that, we went for ice cream. And and as we were standing there, the kids were all like, "Oh, can I get 2 scoops? Can I get 2 scoops?" And we were at this like fancy gelato place, right? And my initial thought was like, no, fuck, this is expensive ice cream. And I caught myself and was like, what idea are you thinking from right now? Holy shit, what idea are you thinking from right now? And I was like, no, I'm going to shut that down, actually. I'm not going to make a story up about it or like give myself shit about how I'm failing and like, oh my God, I should be past that now. No, I'm going to just catch myself and celebrate the fact that I catch myself and say, actually, yeah, sure. Are you going to eat 2 scoops? Might have a stomach ache. Are you sure? Okay, yeah, let's do it. Got 2 scoops. Great. All right. And it's simple things, it's little things like that. What idea am I thinking from right now? It's a constant self-study. That's what we're doing here. It's like a self-study. Okay. Sounds ridiculous, sounds annoying, maybe, but it's true. You want to get better, do better, be better, make a bigger impact, do more good in the world. We need to study ourselves. We need to be aware of ourselves, our thoughts, our beliefs, and our actions, right? Okay. So regulation is not the goal, expansion is. So we don't want to get caught in the belief that it takes a long time to regulate, or it takes a long time to heal, or it's lots of work, or blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I firmly believe that, sorry, I'm having a thing with my nose. I'm just getting over this cold. Um, I'm firmly believe that we can regulate and expand at the same time. And I believe it speeds up the process of regulating. Why? Because as human beings, we are infinitely creative beings. Our true nature is creation and expansion. Our true nature is a creation and expansion. So if we are regulating and expanding, we have direction. We know where we're going, right? We talked a little bit about decision making and the importance of that yesterday, right? Regulating and just focusing on healing and regulating and I am here now and do. This is not our true nature. And I know that there are people who practice EFT who will say otherwise. There are nervous system specialists who will say otherwise. This is my perspective, my perception, and my experience because I know how I personally feel when I have something to focus on, when I know where I'm going, when I know the North Star. Okay. When I was growing up, I always used to love having something to look forward to. Does anyone relate? Do you relate? Right? I'm like, oh, I love having something to look forward to. This is that. Because we can regulate all day long, but I do believe, especially women like us, we love to have something that we're like, oh, that's coming. That's coming. What happens when we have that thought? Oh my gosh, I just remembered I booked a flight to whatever, to Paris. And I'm so excited. It's in 2 months' time, but I'm so excited. This is an example. That would be awesome if I was coming to Paris. Does that make sense? So when we have that thought, how does our vibration shift? How does our frequency shift? A lot, right? The dog just jumped into the flower garden. It's laying in the garden. I know it's blurred out, but he's Rocky, what are you doing over there? Okay, that's interesting. So when we have something like this, when we have this, okay, so we're regulating and expanding at the same time. This is where I'm going. This is where I'm going. And we override the old thought patterns. Anytime that contrast shows up, we tap on it. Okay, there's going to come a time when you're like, what the hell? You're here again? I don't even need to tap on this because I have done the healing work. You no longer have my power. I know where you came from, right? I know who you are. And you go right into expanding. You don't even need to heal anymore because you've already healed. Okay, there's a distinct difference in feeling when you know that. You're like, I've already done the work. Okay, this is where I'm going. This is where I'm going. And it's a constant practice. It doesn't need to be hard. But I strongly believe that we can regulate and expand at the same time, and it collapses time immensely. Okay, so healing. We've been taught to give our power away. Let me know if this is landing, by the way. Let me know. Give us something. We've been taught to give our power away to people outside of us that apparently know us better. Okay. One dire, I love having my pin on the map. Yes, yes. One pretty dire example here. We see it all the time with childbirth, okay? Childbirth, yes, I understand, different than nervous system regulation to some extent, but this is just an example. like childbirth, okay? Our bodies, your body, my body, I don't know how, but I made three humans in my body. And then they were like, how did my body do that? Do you know how your body did that? Like, sure, we can look it up and like see how gestation happens and like the whole like things. But did I have anything to do with that consciously? Did I consciously say, okay, we are week 3, we're putting on the ears? You know what I mean? It's like, no, I did not have anything to do with that. And I have no clue how that happened, really. My body, your body made humans inside of you. And then they came out of your body ready to go, like breathing with eyeballs. Like, that's nuts. Okay. It did that without us knowing how. But then, since I'm going to say, I don't even know, like the Industrial Revolution, I guess. I don't know if it's that far back in other countries, but most people, a lot of women, a lot of maybe male doctors, I want to say, over the years, a long time ago, decided that we don't know how to give birth. Our bodies don't know how to give birth. And they started to instill this belief in women's heads that our bodies don't know how to give birth. We don't know how. We need to control the process. We must control the process and figure it out. I am not saying like high risk pregnancies, like different variables. Of course, there's different things where, different situations where women need help birthing their babies. And that is a completely different topic. Okay. I'm talking about natural pregnancies, healthy pregnancies, healthy women giving birth. Okay. We have been manipulated into believing our bodies don't know how to do the process. Again, this is a little bit different than nervous system regulation, kind of, but we know that our bodies are incredible beyond of what our mind can perceive. Not only that, our mind is actually way stronger and way more intelligent and powerful than we can actually understand at all. Okay, we have many, 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 many people on this planet who have healed from insane illnesses, diseases in the body through using the power of their mind. We know our mind is powerful. We know that stress is like the number one killer. But here we are. I'm just sharing this to try to depict the severity and the the necessity of how serious it is to watch our thoughts, because our thoughts create. Our thoughts create. They create bliss, abundance, wealth, connection, belonging, friendship, success. Or our thoughts create darkness, depression, separation, illness, dis-ease, sickness. What else would they create? Right? So this is serious. Our thoughts create. So when we are talking about manifestation and creating a new reality, we create that reality through our thoughts, through our perceptions and our beliefs. And remember, we talked about the subconscious mind yesterday, that the fact is this: most of those thoughts are not even ours. They're not even ours. Oh my God. They're not even ours. So then this is us learning how to free them from our experience. There comes a time when we're like, okay, I am done with my dad's view on the world. I'm done with their money stories. That was their situation. And I understand it because they grew up post-war, right? Where there was actually food rations. People couldn't even buy butter at the store. I understand their perception. That for me, that was my grandparents. Then they passed those beliefs on to my parents. to some degree, right? You gotta, oh my gosh, Industrial Revolution. All right. Why be farmers? Why grow your tomatoes? You can buy them at the shop, go to school, get a degree. That's the only way you're going to get forward. That's the only way you're going to find success in your life. You have to save, you have to budget, you have to work for the weekends, you have to work until you're retired, and then you can go and enjoy your life. Okay, when we have this awareness, I was just talking with a private client who's got me in Telegram right now. My gosh, we were talking about this yesterday. It's we're like, oh, it makes sense now as to why they think like they do, and then why I have those beliefs too. But it has nothing to do with me. It's not mine to hold anymore because that is not the reality anymore. So I'm saying this because I know that there are women in my world that, have thoughts around money that are limited. They believe that there is lack in the financial realms. Okay, there is no lack. There is just lack in your thinking. And most of that has to do with the people you were influenced by as you went through your life. Okay, so now that we know most of these thoughts are not even ours, and we are building awareness around them, and now we know how to free them from our bodies, it is up to us to feel safe before taking action in a new way. Because in order to take action in a new way, okay, I want to ask you this. Have you ever tried to do something that scares you? Like, and I want to talk about something relevant in our businesses, let's say. Saying something you actually want to say. Okay. For example, what happens, what I have noticed, have you ever experienced this first? I'm not taking action. Okay, perfect. Why not? Let's talk about it. What do you believe is holding you back? And this is a safe space. We're all here to expand and to rise. And I love that you're saying this because most people are in the same boat. They're doing the same thing. They're not taking action. They're not taking action because I already filled it up for you, babe. There's ice in there too. Fear of making the wrong action. Yes. Oh, I love that. I love it. And it's so common, right? So, in order to take new action, we need to feel safe. We need to trust ourselves. And we need to understand that we can't fuck it up. I can't fuck it up. There's no way. Okay, those of you that have been in my world, I'm going to use me as an example. In my world for the past, let's even say year, okay? You have seen me talk about different things over the year. Have they all been the exact same? Mm-mm. There is still like an underlying, like, okay, manifestation, quantum leaping, upgrading your identity, right? It's common theme, right? But there was a point where I started leaning more into talking about business and leading with, okay, maybe I want to be a business coach. Maybe I want to help women in their business. And then I got into it and I was like, you know what? I was actually working with some private clients and like they hired me with the intention of getting help strictly in their business. And I was like, there's nothing you can do until you be, right? And then that's when I realized, all right, business coaching in the old masculine terms is not as it is today. Like that, it does not work. And so, what I ended up realizing through that, what could have been seen as a mistake was holy shit clarity. Every step I take, every live event I teach, every time I have whatever it is, like a call with a new client, I run a program. Every time I do something out the other side, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I knew this before, but I didn't. I don't. And the only reason I do know is because I went through it. There were times maybe through it when I was like, I fucked up. But then I remembered I can't fuck it up because this is all a learning experience. So I know you know this. I know we all know this to some degree, but what's really happening here, the fear of making the wrong decision, the taking the wrong action, is probably something to do with something that happened before. Okay, so now I want to ask you this. In the past, did you take the wrong action? Did you make a wrong decision that ended up feeling badly or turning out, badly? Did that happen before? Let me know. Because more times than not, it's a yes. Something happened. And it could have been, yes, when we were 5 years old. We were scolded. You don't do it that way, right? It could have been something that just popped into my mind was like tying your shoes. You don't do it that way, okay? This school system that we know today, the traditional school system, I should say, was built upon the concept of building factory workers, Rockefellers, right? There's only one way to do something. There's only one right answer. It's such a lie. My kids are not in school. My kids are totally unschooled. Because why? I want to preserve their creativity. I want them to realize that there's a million ways to do any one thing, right? They can fuck up if they have a question. I'm like, what do you think? Let's do it together. Let's see what happens because we're learning through doing the thing. Like I can't even explain it, but every time I teach a class or especially these live events, right? There's sometimes when I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do a live event this month. And every time I do it, every time I do the event, I'm like, whoa, this is like a portal in itself. Okay, every time you take the action, if you can cultivate the, what do I want to say? The bravery, the trust in yourself, the nervous system unshakability, is that what I want to say? To go for it, to take action, even just one step, what happens? It creates more action. It creates the clarity. It creates more bravery. And it's beautiful. Okay, so thank you for sharing that with me. So we need to feel safe is the core concept here is we need to feel safe. If we do not feel safe, what happens? The body perceives danger. Freeze. Yes. For some people, it's freeze. For some people, it's run, hide, right? When the body perceives danger, ooh, that sympathetic nervous system is engaged. Okay. So our conversation yesterday touched on the importance of a calm and regulated nervous system, right? When we are in homeostasis, parasympathetic nervous system is engaged, rest and restore, peace, space, clarity, space in the mind. We can think, we can dream, we can create, we can be creative. When artists are like, I'm having a writer's block. I'm having like this like block in my creativity. For me, when that happens, and I shared a little bit yesterday, what's actually happening there is I'm trying too hard. Is I've come out of the out of the mind. What do I want to say there? I might say it backwards. I've come like, no, maybe it's more so out of the body, right? I've come out of the body and into the mind. And when I'm in the mind, right? When you're working in the mind and creating from the mind's perspective, it's limited. So when I'm trying to create from the mind's perspective and figure it out and like think logically, and it's limited. So when I realize, oh, this isn't feeling aligned, I need to create content. I haven't posted in 2 days. I need to do this. The nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system is engaged to some degree. I'm not in that homeostasis anymore. And that doesn't, I honestly think, I don't know if anyone else talks about this, but I feel like there's varied degrees of nervous system engagement. I feel like that's just a thing, right? So like a minor engagement of the, it's not just like all on or all off. It's like, oh, I'm in like a little bit of a heightened state. So, my heart's going a little bit faster, but I can't think clearly. In my opinion, that's what's happening. Okay, so when we perceive that we are safe, the nervous system communicates that to the brain. We are safe. We can relax. It is safe for us to create. Okay, and this is where the regulation and expansion comes in again at the same time, remember, because when we can regulate and expand, when we are in that calm and regulated state, we are not creating from right here and now. We are not creating from our current results, from our current analytics. We're not showing up on social media as someone who is just dipping a toe into her business and just testing out the water. No, we're showing up. It is safe for us to be her. Her. Okay. And so tomorrow we're going to talk all about expanding, activating that feeling, that fire, that fuego, that fuerza inside of you, and expanding it so that we start to normalize new results. Because that's the biggest thing. When we don't feel safe, it's because it's not normal. What is normal for you right now? Ask yourself, what is normal? And Kelty said this yesterday. She's like, sometimes my brain tells me why go after that when it's not that bad here. We're good here, right? That is a response. That is a nervous system response. If you know that you hit a certain, you kind of like cap out, that's a nervous system response. And we get to realize that, and we get to challenge it in a good way, in a nice way, in a gentle way, not through force, not through doing it anyway. It's through feeling safe, right? Through feeling safe. So it's very rare for us these days to actually be in physical danger. It's rare, but the reaction is still the same. Even if we are hungry, if we are hungry, our body feels unsafe. The nervous system is engaged. The sympathetic fight or flight nervous system is engaged. If we are driving a car and someone pulls out in front of us, whew, the nervous system is engaged, the fight or flight mode. But what happens is if we live in a stressful environment, and we are in a heightened state, and if that sympathetic nervous system is engaged for an extended period of time, our body's natural ability to bring us back down to homeostasis becomes obsolete. And I actually have a couple clients right now who are working with that. We're working on bringing the nervous system back into regulation as we expand. Okay, so also let me know if that's you. If you're like, I know that I'm existing in this like fight or flight state and I can't seem to get out of it. Okay, a big piece of that is going to be your assumptions and your words. And I know that's not very scientific, but it's true. Okay? A big thing there is going to be your words. And this is where expansion becomes even more important, because it's not just I'm regulated, I'm calm, I'm do. You need to make a decision. You need to have a North Star. You need to have a pin on the map and be like, that's where I'm fucking going. It's exciting. And it shifts you out of that in a second. It shifts you out of the opposite of what you want. Okay. So another example is if we go live on our personal Facebook page or business page and we're like, oh, I went live, I feel so good. And then someone leaves a comment, a snark comment, something that's not so nice. What do? Do you freeze? Do you freak out? Do you go and delete thing and block the person? We got to be able to hold that. How do we hold that? Through expanding our normal, through being able to regulate and hold Okay, someone pulls out in front of us in the car, we're good. We're good. Yesterday with the internet, we're good. I can hold this. Okay, kids losing their shit in the back seat, we're good. What song you want to guys? What song you guys want to listen to? All right, let's put it on. Full blast, right? It's like we are good. We got this. We can hold this. So whenever we are confronted with the contrast, whenever shit shows up, because it's going to show up, we're not expecting it, but this is how the mind works. This is how changing directions in life works. We can see it for what it is and not react. Okay. And this is through regulating your nervous system, yes, but it's also through expanding into somebody who can hold it. Expanding into the version that you know you're here to be, the version of you that is alive right now, right? That is available to you. Maybe she's just in a different timeline right now. Okay. So it's the same shit no matter what. If we don't feel safe, if we cannot hold it, we're going to react in the same way as if we are running from a saber-toothed tiger. All right. So if we are telling ourselves, I want to live in the Bahamas and make money while I sleep. If we're telling ourselves, I want to be the first decamillionaire in my family, oh my God, how cool would that be? I want to open orphanages in Mongolia. I want to write best-selling books and speak on stages and get paid a lot of money to speak on stages all around the world. And I want to fly first class with my babies. We're telling ourselves these things, but we're still afraid of speaking our truth. We're still afraid of showing the world who we actually are. We're still afraid of taking the action that we know she would take to get us out of the situation that we are in. For example, okay, if we are still holding back, and if we don't trust ourselves, and if we are still questioning our opinions and our decisions and our actions, and are we really going to do that? It can be on our heart, right? But I mean, I don't want to sound like a downer or anything, but like tomorrow's not fucking promised. So like, what are we waiting for? And like the truth is that most people suck. Like most people aren't even trying. Most people are not even trying at their lives. They're just unconsciously going through life. Is that what we want to do? No. When we realize that that is what we're up against, no. There is so much space. And there is so much, like the people that are going to talk are the ones who are going to stay the same. And I've learned that so much over the years. People want you to be safe. They want to protect you, but it's only from their own fears. Okay, so if we're still afraid to do those things, to actually take the action, are we actually going to do it? Are we doing it? Like Anael said, I'm not taking action. Why are we doing it? Because we have fear, because we feel unsafe. Okay, so the key is not forcing or figuring it out. It's feeling safe and normalizing new moves and new results. Normalizing new moves and new results. We're talking all about normalizing tomorrow. Okay, that second part is for tomorrow. So most of our fear happens or comes from what has happened in the past, or it's something that is completely foreign to us. We haven't done it before. We are the first in our family to be an entrepreneur, for example. Okay, it's foreign, it's totally unknown. And that's okay too, right? For like I said, I'm giving you the quantum healing session for healing what has happened in the past. And tomorrow we're going to talk about finding safety in the unknown of the future, because we can actually go there too, and we can meet her and we can hang out with her. Okay. So in order to really feel safe and heal, we need to let go of what happened in the past. Yes. But we also get to cultivate the inner sense of knowing that, holy shit, this experience that I'm calling in is actually mine. It's actually mine. It's available to me. And I am the perfect person to bring it to life. It is mine. No one else is. Okay. So you're going to do the quantum healing session on your own. I know we're going to run a little bit over because I want you to really dive deep into it. I want you to bring tissues, right? It's going to be emotional, but let yourself feel. Okay. Feeling is the secret. You need to feel and let yourself go back to that place. And again, with the conscious awareness that you have now, and speak your mind. Okay, I walk you through the whole process. All you need to do is listen to me and go on that journey and do it more than once. Okay, so you're going to notice that your body reacts to the memory again as if it's still happening. Our brain is so powerful. It doesn't know the difference between something that happened 30 years ago and something happening right now, and something that's going to happen 2 years from now, right? So there's a saying that says, creation is finished, right? Creation is finished. Interesting concept, right? But if we really think about the fact that we can travel through time in our imagination and seemingly live another experience, it kind of makes sense, right? If we're like, oh, how would it feel to be, living in the Bahamas, on like my own little private island and have my own jet plane or whatever it is, right? How would that feel? Okay, let's go there. Imagination. Oh, we can experience it. We can get emotionally involved with it. Okay, then we think of this quote, creation is finished. That kind of makes sense. All right, different timelines, infinite potential, my opinion. So I'm going to screen share the polyvagal theory. Okay, so we are going to run a little bit over. So if you have to run off, that's totally fine as well. But I'm going to screen share the polyvagal theory. Let me just remember how to do it. Okay, share, there we are. Okay, so you've probably seen this before if you've been in my world for a little bit of time. This is the polyvagal theory. So this is depicting basically the different states of our emotions, the different states of our nervous system. Okay, so we have here in the green, this is the parasympathetic, this is homeostasis. This is where we are curious, we're open, we're mindful, we're in the present, we're grounded, we are creative, we're thinking, we're dreaming. We are just like, there's space, right? This is the social engagement. We're feeling connected and we're feeling safe. Okay, but what happens when we go and like something happens and we react to it? Sympathetic nervous system, the danger response, panic, fear, anger, rage, right? When we're moving towards it, the flight, this can feel like anger, right? When it's like, if we're like, I should be further along in my business. Well, why I've been doing this for so long. Like that's where the anger, the rage, the irritation and frustration can be, right? But when it's flight, you're like, oh gosh, someone just commented on my post and I'm panicking, I'm fearing anxiety, I'm worried, I'm freaking out. That is almost like moving away from it. Like I'm gonna go and hide. I want to go and hide. Okay, but what happens when for some of us, this is like an instant thing. It's like a one and then the other. The freeze response comes in, right? What happens when we give our energy to the anger, the rage? What happens if we give our energy to the fear, the anxiety, and remember we focus on it and it expands. Most of the time, we could end up in this freeze mode, like Anael mentioned, right? It's like this collapse. We're like, I'm just going to go back to bed. I just want to go and find a cave in a mountain and disappear. Okay. It's numbness, it's depression, it's like helplessness. This is a visual representation so that you can actually see, for those of you that are visual, you can see how this works. Okay. This is the polyvagal theory. I know there's a lot of different theories out there, but when we are going into the freeze mode, it feels like numbness. It feels like depression. Okay. It can end up feeling like shame. It can end up feeling like shut down, hopelessness, preparation for death. Oh my gosh. And trapped, right? So I mentioned a while ago, and I think it's really, really important, is I have been practicing and teaching yoga for a very long time. And I used to practice yoga every morning. I'd wake up in this like calm state and I would go right into a yoga practice, like a nice slow moving yoga practice. Okay, I said something there that I actually caught myself and was like, actually, was that real? I have woken up in my life, I don't know if I'm going to say like percentages or anything like that, but a lot of the time, I've spent a lot of my life waking up sad. Okay, waking up sad. What do you think is going to help? Sorry, Kelty. That's okay. It's being recorded. Sorry we missed you. So if I'm waking up sad and I'm going into a slow moving yoga practice, is that benefiting me? In my opinion, no. In my experience, no. It was not benefiting me. The moment I realized that it's not benefiting me, and I instead started to start my day with a vigorous workout and an energizing tapping session, my life changed because my point of attraction changed. What the energy that I was focusing on changed. Okay, so if I am prone to this freeze mode, this shame, this shutdown, this depression feeling, waking up in this almost like frozen state, like, another day here. What do I need to do to get out of this? I need to move my body. Okay. So there's going to be people that resonate with that, but there's also going to be people who are like, I can't move my body. Okay. And I don't think that that's anybody here, but I'm going to just mention it anyway. In that case, sometimes what happens is there might be a period where you stay in that cocoon with the understanding that you're going to come out a butterfly. Okay. But from what I know, the women that I attract are done with that state. Maybe they've been in that cocoon already and you're here and you're like, I'm ready to fucking fly, right? Okay, you're done with that state. This is how you get out of it. You move your body. We're going to talk about that next. You tap. You don't tap on regulating, you tap on expanding because you've regulated, you've healed. Of course, there's going to be times when you notice resistance. Okay, tap on the resistance. But we don't need to get stuck in the healing mode. That's what I'm trying to say. And I wish I could shout this from the rooftops. And I know that not everybody understands it yet, and that's okay. But like when we are in a mode of freeze, you don't need to, like there's doesn't need to be this like, it's okay. I'm safe. I'm regulated, It can be like, I'm fucking done with my shit. I'm ready to fly. I haven't had enough. Like I have big things to do here. I've got goosebumps all over. You know what I mean? It's sometimes we need that like, ooh, jazz, that like bolt of energy to be like, all right, I'm done with that old me, that old situation, and I know my tendencies. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing here. All right, so next I want to talk about our routines. And I know that some people are pretty anti-routine. I'm not going to prescribe you a routine, but I do know that we thrive in routines as human beings. And for me personally, my morning routine is everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything, okay? It make or breaks my day. No matter where I am, I have my morning routine. And maybe I sound like I'm like an 85-year-old grandma drinking tea on my porch, but I don't care, okay? I got my routine. And it's taken me years to create it and to master it and to now own it. Okay. So I want to share it with you and I want to give you some pointers because, like we talked about, even something as simple as being hungry can trigger those 85-year-old grandmas know what's up. It's true, right? And I feel so grateful to be 36 and 85 at the same time. No, I'm not waking up when I'm not like awake consciously when I'm 85. I'm like, started this journey a little bit earlier. Anyway, so something as simple as not feeling our body, okay, not taking care of our body. Sympathetic nervous system is engaged. Then we are in a fight or flight survival mode, even just to a small degree, okay? So things that directly impact the nervous system. And I know that there's a lot more. If you have some that you notice, put them in the chat. What what do you notice impacts your nervous system? For me, it's lack of food, specifically protein. I'm a vegetarian, so I have peanut butter on my homemade bread. Yes, I make bread too. Okay, social media, yes. Okay, so social media, um, lack of eating protein, lack of sunshine, right? Lack of positivity. What else? You guys share them in the chat. For me, lack of movement. Whew, I am like I am so anxious if I don't move. Crazy drivers, dehydration, yes, lack of water. That's huge as well. Yep. Okay. All of these are awesome. So when we are thinking of how let's start with tomorrow starts tonight. Okay, tomorrow starts tonight. Oh my gosh, yes. Kelty, when I'm out and about, it's so hot here and and you're in stores and things, sometimes like the AC and stuff, you're so dry. And I feel my nervous system, like I feel myself like almost starting to vibrate. I'm like, where's my water? Where's my water? But it's so funny because I'm always carrying my big water bottle. But anytime I'm not carrying it, I'm instantly anxious. Do you guys get that too? It's like, oh, water. So good. Such a gift. It's these little things. It's these little things. Okay. So tomorrow starts tonight. How you end your day is how you start your day. If you end your day, and again, I'm not going to prescribe anything specific. If you end your day scrolling social media, what kind of dreams are you having? How's that working for you? How are you waking up? Right? You're down the rabbit hole of like, fuck, everyone's so much better than me. Why can't I get my shit together? Look, I shouldn't even start. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying we're saying that, but sometimes. And so if we are on social media before bed, what's going to happen? How are we going to wake up? Okay. How we start or end our day is how we start our day. If we had a conflict with a significant other, with our kids, we're going to bed like, oh, okay, maybe we were driving, like Kelty said, we were driving and there was just so many crazy drivers and we let that energy stay in our body and then we tried to sleep. How's your sleep going to be? Probably not very good. Okay, so how we end the day matters. If we are going to bed hungry, last night I woke up hungry because I didn't eat a very good dinner last night because I wasn't hungry. Woke up hungry and I was like, fuck, I'm so hungry. And it's like 1 a.m. I'm not going to have a very good sleep if I'm not eating a good meal. If I'm eating right before bed, what happens? How do you guys sleep if you eat right before bed? God, awful, so bad, right? Especially for me, if I have anything to do with dairy, oh God, I can't even past 6 p.m. I don't eat a lot of dairy. But if say like my partner really likes to have cereal before bed, but like he goes to bed really late and he's like sometimes at 10 at night, 11 at night having cereal, I'm like, oh God, I would die. Like my stomach would just like die. Okay, so anyway, I'm just bringing awareness. This is pretty elementary for most of us, but it's a good reminder to just like pay attention. Am I, watching movies that are emotionally draining or emotionally invigorating or scary or like drama? Like, and then I'm going to bed. Like, am I staying up late, eating ice cream? I don't know. Like what am I doing before I go to bed? Because that is going to affect how I wake up. And how I wake up is the most important part of my day because it affects my whole entire day. So that's the first part of your, second part actually. The first part of your homework is to do the visualization, right? And all of this is going to be on the replay page. The second part is to create your own bedtime routine. Okay. And I don't want to, Kelty went through the Blissiplined challenge. That was awesome. So good. I saw her transform immensely. Okay. This is not coming from a place of sergeant discipline. I want you to understand that we are not becoming like these discipline bros. Okay. This is a guide that is going to change as we do throughout the month, mostly, right? Throughout our life as well. Okay. So I'm not telling you to create like this regime that you have to follow. Okay. 8 p.m., I brush my teeth, 8:30, I do this thing. It's not that. It's okay. I'm just going to be mindful. There is no social media past whatever it is, 8 p.m. Okay. And I'm not scrolling. I'm not doom scrolling, period, anymore. Actually, I'm not even going to go to the explore page anymore on Instagram because I'm worth so much more than that. I don't need my energy being affected by some asshole on the internet who's probably only sharing her highlight reel anyway. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So doom scrolling done. Explore page done. I'm putting those boundaries in place for myself because I am worth it. My energy is worth it. This is huge. I can talk all day on this. Okay. Beyond that, what else is not happening at nighttime? Well, I'm not eating past 8 p.m., and I'm going to eat a solid meal so that I'm full the whole night so I have a good sleep. Maybe I'm going to find myself like a cool like sleep meditation or some like nice like healing music to fall asleep to. Maybe I'm going to, make sure it's dark in my room or like whatever it is. It could be anything. I don't drink a ton of water because then I'm going to have to wake up in the middle of the night, like da 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 da. Okay, so set yourself up for success before you go to bed, and you're going to do that tonight. Okay, and one more thing you're going to do is make a idea of a plan for the following day. I am a very organized person, relatively, and I love to have my schedule set because like I said, love knowing what's coming, right? And I love knowing what's up. So I do my monthly overview, yes, in my pencil planner, and in my Google Calendar, but I also have my Sundays where I kind of project the week ahead. And then the night before I go to bed, I'm like, okay, what's on the roster for tomorrow? Then that way I have a little bit of an idea. For example, I wake up and do a workout every morning, every single morning. If I am sick or on the first days of my cycle, I do a more gentle workout, but I move my body every day because it's for my mental health and for the longevity of my body. My mom I don't even know how old she is, 50, 60 something, has already had 2 hip surgeries. My brother is 3 years younger than me and is in line for a hip surgery. My grandpa just had a hip surgery yesterday. I'm doing these things for the longevity of my body. And guess what? I feel fucking strong, like so strong and so healthy and so good. Okay. And when I feel good, when I feel that I look good, I feel strong in my body. It's not for anyone else, it's for me. What happens to my energy? It's magnetic, right? And it feels good. So, saying that, I know the night before I'm laying in bed, I'm like, ooh, what workout am I going to do tomorrow? Okay. So you don't have to do that, but like you're setting yourself up for success, as in, are my workout clothes clean? Is my mat where it goes? Like all of these things so that when you wake up, you have the day all ready to go. Okay. If you have multiple children or have busy mornings, okay, what time do I have to wake up at to get my walk in, to get my workout in? What should I do? Should I prep some food? Should I cut up some fruit so that I have it easy to go? These are so basic things, but it's setting ourselves up for the most success because we recognize now, okay, when I'm hungry, when my body is hungry, I am in fight or flight mode, survival mode. So I'm actually going to just do myself a favor, and instead of avoiding cutting up the pineapple because it takes 15 minutes and it's so annoying, I'm just going to do it now, put it in the fridge so that I have it ready to go when I need it. Right? Simple things like that change the fucking world because it changes us. And it contributes to our ability to hold new experiences and to stay regulated in our nervous system and to not exist in survival mode. Crazy, right? So I want you to then, the second step of that, after we've, put an idea together about the nighttime, is put an idea together about the morning. How does your morning look? What do you start with? Do you sleep in? Totally fine, right? Do you wake up when your body wakes up? Do you wake up to an alarm? Are you someone who is in a season of your life right now where you want to wake up at 5 a.m.? Cool. That's great. I love that. Train your body to do that without an alarm because you can do that in your mind. Okay. Whatever it is, wherever you're at, I want you to remember that this is not like a sergeant, discipline thing. This is done out of bliss, and it's done with the intention of being her, because that's what she would do. Right. And it doesn't need to be hard, and it doesn't need to feel like it takes a lot of time or anything like that. But I know more than anything, more than anything to be true, this is so real to me, is that if I am woken up by somebody else and instantly talked at, asked questions, people need things, I am like, leave me alone. And the whole day feels like that, especially those of you with kids, you know what I mean. So I am always now, my daughter gets up before me, but guess what? All the kids are awake when I'm doing my workout now, and that's fine. I have my headphones in, and I do, that's my little gym area right over there. They're sitting on the hammock right there, reading their books, doing their thing. I've got a yoga mat that they roll out sometimes. We've got their little weights if they want to join me. We're leading them first, you guys. This is like they're always watching, right? Okay. So, how does that feel? How does that feel? And are you like, people don't like me in the mornings because I wake up and talk, talk, talk. That's hilarious, Kelty. Well, that's probably like part of your superpower is like, and maybe you already do this. This is like your inspiration flow time, right? Like you get on your notes and you're like audioing. When I go for a walk, I've got my audio notes on and I'm talking through like ideas that are coming through or thoughts I need to like, whatever it is, thoughts I need to act on. It's so cool, right? I tend to be very quiet in the mornings unless I'm by myself and I'm like venting or I'm, like I said, there's like things coming flowing through. Okay. So beyond that, what else are we doing in the morning? We're tapping. We are tapping. Okay, we're tapping on, what are we tapping on? Whatever feels real in that moment. There is no right or wrong way to tap. There is no one thing that you have to do or you don't have to do. Okay, if you feel resistance, some mornings I wake up and I'm like, ooh, something's a little bit off. And I'll sit with myself for a bit. And even if I'm like, I don't know what it is, when I sit and I breathe and I let myself feel, and I'm like, I'm noticing that there's something that feels off in my body. I wonder what it is. And I'll kind of like let myself go back through time to see what am I holding on to or what triggered me in some way that I'm still holding on to the energy. And most of the time I find out what it is. And I've gotten really good at this actually. So I do this in real time as well through my life, through like my day. I'm like, oh, something like, why am I feeling this certain way? Oh, it's because he said this. And I let that affect me. I write it down, right? And then I'm like, okay, am I going to let this be part of my experience or am I going to let this go right now? Do I need to tap on it? Okay, so we're tapping in the morning as well. All right, so prepare yourself for your success. Prepare yourself for success. So, how do we incorporate this second part of the tapping method? Because we've been talking about healing all day, and we're like, okay, what does this even mean? How do I incorporate this? So, I personally, like I've already mentioned, the inner child quantum healing session is not something that you need to do every day. Okay. It's not something that you're going to want to do every day, or like it's not even necessary every day. So, the healing aspect of my tapping method looks like incorporating words like, I am safe. It is safe for me to make moves like this. This is my new normal. So we're actually going to experience that part of it tomorrow when we are moving into our activating and expanding. And I'm going to teach you how to put those words in. I think we did talk about a little bit about it in yesterday's tapping session as well, but that's how I incorporate it in. Is it reminding, okay, I see you. I am celebrating that younger version of me who got me to where I am today. I'm so proud of you, right? Look at what we've created. We are safe. It is safe for us to go even bigger. It is safe for us to show up in new ways. Okay, so that's the language I like to incorporate. You guys have heard me probably say that quite a lot. Okay, so driving the truck and trailer up to Calgary tomorrow. So if I can listen in the truck, I will. Okay, I will record anyway. I will record. All right, so to close up for today, thank you guys so much for being here. So much for being here live with me and everyone on the replay. If you are tapping, remember to take a little video, share it on your socials, put some music over top of it if you feel called to, and tag me at the Jocelyn Dawn. I want to see you tapping. I want to share it with the world because people need to know that tapping is so accessible and is so, so effective, right? Okay, so a couple things before we close out. You can still upgrade if you want to. If you feel like you want more, it's pretty much private coaching inside Telegram with me until October 1st for $44. I can help you to take action. I can help you to remove anything that is limiting you from taking action. The link is pretty much everywhere. It's in your email as well. And if you were paying attention and you saw on the replay page at the bottom, I already added the link to join the tapping challenge that starts on October 1st. Okay, so I was going to surprise you tomorrow, but I've got another surprise for tomorrow. Okay, so I was going to surprise you, but I was going to surprise you, but there's actually something even sweeter. So you can join I was going to tell you tomorrow, but I'll tell you right now. You can join the challenge for $33. It is a 30-day challenge. There's 4 different tapping sessions that we're going to practice over 4 weeks. So we practice one together over the 4 weeks. It is on demand, so no timeline or time zone swapping or anything like that. 4 tapping sessions. And there's a group chat for integration, support, accountability, all those things. There's going to be venting tappings. There's going to be a section on the importance of the morning routine, kind of like taking pieces of what we learned today. It's going to be amazing. And I really see the benefit of practicing the same tapping session for a whole week versus practicing a different one every day. Okay. There's also a VIP option, of course. And so here's the thing. The VIP option adds in 1 weekly live call. It's a group coaching call for more accountability, more connection, more support from me, more sisterhood, all the things. And I want to give it to you guys for $11. So you can join the challenge and upgrade to VIP for $44, like in total. Okay, so but you've got to join before Sunday night because it's only for you guys that are registered for this event. So the link will be in your email. It's on the replays page. $44 upgrades you to VIP so that you can get those weekly live calls. We'll try to be accommodating as far as the time zone goes, but we'll probably have the calls around 10 a.m. So like half an hour ago, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We will see because we've also got some people in Australia. Hey, Nikki. And right now she's sleeping. So we will see how we're doing with the time zones, but we're going to be accommodating for the live calls. Okay, so go and upgrade or go and join the challenge and upgrade, get the upgrade option if you want that extra support. Okay, so you guys are amazing. Go have a beautiful day. The tapping challenge is going to be incredible. If you're loving this, loving learning about this, and you want to put it into practice and see the transformation over the days, like Kelty, can you just tell us how the abundance challenge was for you? Kelty went into the abundance challenge thinking that one day she'd be an author and then came out the other side with how many books written?
Oh, the abundance challenge was just amazing, and I still am like in awe of how much it did for me. And yeah, I went into the abundance challenge kind of like a little bit unclear about where I was going with my life, and I literally wrote, yeah, 3 books after doing the abundance challenge, and one is a workbook, and I've got this course lined up and everything for it. So it's just been absolutely, it was really fantastic. And actually I'm excited to do it again because I'm like, if I created that last time, what am I going to create the next time? And it really got my nervous system really into this place of creation and abundance and expansion. And by that 4th week, I just was like, ideas were flowing left, right, and center, and it was amazing. I'm excited to do it again.
Yay! I love that. Thank you, Kelty. Like, amazing. Okay, and I want to say a little bit more about what the challenge is about. So last time, the abundance challenge she's talking about, we were focused on abundance. And it actually took quite a beautiful turn because abundance is not just money, right? It's not just wealth. It's everything. And there by week 2, we're opening up to seeing abundance everywhere and we start to shift our perspectives. It's really beautiful. This tapping challenge, the difference is that it's called Her. So we are cultivating and stepping into and owning her energy. So it's not that we're focused on abundance this time, we're focused on our next level and upgrading our beliefs to match it, upgrading our internal reality. So I predict this is going to be even more incredible. The 4 tapping sessions will have a similar flow to the abundance challenge. Like we are going to have one that is opening up to seeing everything, seeing signs of land that everything's working out. Oh my God, it's gonna be so fun. So thank you for sharing that. It's going to be so, so beautiful. So you can jump in right now. I put the link there in the replays page. And like I said, you can do that upgrade option for $11. So that's pretty sweet. Okay. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Yay, can't wait to join. Annaelle's in. No, Kelty's in too. Kelty's in the membership, so Kelty's in. Yeah. So fun, you guys. So perfect timing. Everything. When it's we're like, oh my gosh, this is such perfect timing. I have found this. I'm here at the perfect timing. Of course you are. Your life is perfect timing. So now we're going to go out into our day as if everything is lining up perfectly for us because it is. And then we get to create from that space. Wow, I can't fuck it up. I'm just going to go and I'm just going to enjoy my life and everything is happening for me and I don't need to struggle or stress or figure anything out. It's so blissful. It's so good. Okay. Go have a beautiful day, you guys. And I'll see those of you that can make the call tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure we're going to do the same time as today, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. Bye, you guys. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see you soon. Bye. You're welcome. Bye.